Hello, Toddbog here with Breaking the Stream, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Conquest of Elysium 4. The last playthrough we did was the Senator, which later became the God Emperor. So spoilers, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. We got everything we wanted to accomplish in that, and we got to see a special AI-only character class that you don't get to play as a human player without, of course, modding your game. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's a good 10-episode series, I believe. So I highly recommend giving it a whirl. But we're going to start a new game here, and we're going to go for another class that we have not played yet. So we're going to go with our standard setup with a large map. I will stay random on the society because I don't have any preferences for this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our Bakemono player. So they were once slaves to the Oni, demons of the Netherworld, the Bakemono legend. So they basically are slaves to demons, and then they basically took over the mountain fortress of their master and are now going to create their own. We're a tribal society. I start out as a sorcerer, and then basically we can perform blood sacrifices to summon Oni demons, Japanese-inspired mythology, and buff up our armies with those. And then we're essentially we're powerful. We're like goblins in terms of our power. So we get sacrifices from hamlets, villages, and larger settlements, and then mines and strongholds also produce our warriors automatically. So that's what we're going to choose for this. And as always, we're going to go up to 6 AI players, so it's a nice even 7, right? Oh, nope, definitely don't want any teams. Okay, let's go to none. Okay, so we're going to go to count difficulty. And again, this playthrough will be beginner friendly. So if you're not familiar with the game and you wanted to learn a bit about playing as a Bakemono, just like any of my other playthroughs, I'll kind of explain things as I go along, just so that you can follow along and understand some of my thoughts when I make my decisions. I have not played this class before, so we're going to be learning things together. We'll go ahead and create our world here. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing what this class is able to do. So, as always, we'll name ourselves Toddbog, and that's what I look like. All right. I don't know why it's so zoomed out. Already not happy with the start, although we do have an iron mine, or coal mine. That's not bad at all. So we'll go ahead and work through that. But yeah, so this is our starting. So we'll start with our units. As you can see, we've got these little guys, little goblin-looking dudes. They don't do a lot of damage. So when you see this -1, it says 1 to 3. It's actually then 1 to 2, so it's rolling a 2-sided die for damage, which isn't great because I've got 3 hit points, no armor, so it's easy to kill me with that. But if you were to hit him, he's got 2 armor. You're doing 1 to 2 damage. That's going to take a while to bring him down. You'll eventually do it because the die rolls are open-ended, and then you have guys that do a little more damage like these spearmen here, but definitely not great. And then our bowmen do 1 to 2 damage as well at a range. So that's pretty much what we have is low-quality troops. This is the general. These guys are awesome. I love them. 14 hit points, 2 armor, and they do 1 to 12 damage. So it's a D12 damage there. And then this is me on myself. I've got Gust of Wind, so I do 1 to 3 damage and a burst of 5, so I can hit up to 5 squares. Curse, Terror, and Harm. So Terror will cause enemies to flee in terror, obviously. And then Harm is just a 1 to 30 damage spell, which ignores enemy armor, so it's just straight damage, but can be resisted with magic resistance. But if it hits, that hits hard, so it's a really good spell. And then starting out, we got our mountain stronghold here, which is 20, which gives us 2 gold and an iron, and we got 27 units here. And then we have a coal mine, so that we have a little extra iron production and everything. Recruit-wise, we have a pretty standard recruit. Soldiers are basically the spearmen that you saw, so 1 to 3 damage. Swordsmen are an upscaled one, so they're 1 to 4 damage. And I believe both have an armor. Yep, they both have 1 armor. So they're pretty good. They just take iron to do, and you get them in batches of 5, and you can only do 1 recruit per turn. The archers do 1 to 3 damage, but they have armor. If I don't want to spend the iron, I can get the bowmen, which have no armor, and do the same damage there. So that'll be a decision I have to decide on. And then the show are just the weakest ones. If I don't have iron, we would recruit those. But at this point, for a cost of 1 iron, the soldiers are just infinitely better because of the extra damage they do and the extra armor they have. So yeah, we're not going to be doing the shows very often. And I haven't decided on the archers yet, but they probably will be archers instead of bowmen so that they can get that extra armor as well. So. But the last thing we look at here is myself. I can make effigies. So basically, these are defensive items. They're basically like a banner made out of bones that casts spells that can affect the enemy. So not my favorite thing to start with. And then summon greater beings is good. Allows you to summon powerful creatures. However, they're not guaranteed to be under your control because they're being brought in against their will. So you can actually change your sacrifice level. So you can go to 150% to sort of guarantee. It's not 100% guarantee either, but at least increase your chances of controlling them. If they don't control, then they fight you. So you have to be very careful. So we're going to be very conservative with that. But for now, let's go ahead and get our army together. And we're going to go ahead and march out. And the sorcerer is going to stay behind because he'll eventually be able to do his things. So let's go ahead and take this coal mine from these. Ooh, port. So we're going to need more troops before we take it because they have walls and crossbowmen. But we'll definitely want to get that port because, as you can see, it's worth 4 gold, 2 trade, and 3 sacrifices. So definitely worthwhile. All right. And that is all she wrote for this turn. And as you can see, dwarves on the flip side, they just do 1 to 8 damage straight. They have 2 armor as a dwarf warrior and 6 hit points, so they're just much better than the goblins on a 1-for-1 basis. Dwarves, though, recruit a little bit different. This guy is one of my favorite archers, but he does 1 to 10 damage at a range of 7, which is amazing. But he can only shoot every 3 rounds, so just something to keep in mind when you see the action here. So definitely took some casualties there, but was worth it. Well, and then we have special recruitment offers. So while we can only do goblins regularly, we'll often get access to the bigger guys, the die Bakemono. They're going to cost more, and you're going to get less of them, 3 of each. But as you can see, they do 1 to 11 damage. They have 2 armor and 11 hit points. And then the archers do 1 to 5 damage, and then 1 to 10 damage in close combat at 2 armor as well. So yeah, definitely worthwhile to get those guys whenever possible if you have the resources for it. So at this point, though, let's go ahead and head this way. Tabag, we're going to have to use you to do that. Okay, good. That's just a straight up iron mine. So we'll probably want to tackle those guys pretty quickly as well. So, because this will get us free recruits. Right now, yeah, I don't have anything here. Okay, we'll go ahead and end turn. Okay, and then the O Bakemono is something to look at as well. It's just like a giant troll-looking thing. Yeah, troll-like Bakemono of strength, but questionable wits. Basically does 1 to 11 damage. It has a chunk of hit points, 24. So, nice beefy frontline unit to work to mitigate things there. So, okay. All right, so we got a silver mine here, and that silver mine's actually quite easy to take, considering what we have here. So 2 archers. Yeah, so we're definitely going to take that silver mine. And here we got a coal mine with our own type of troops on it, but we're going to have to kill them. So we can take them down. It's just we're going to take some losses if we do that. So, all right, I believe that is all she wrote for that. There we go. All right, so the silver mine is now ours. And I don't know how often we create. Yeah, see, it already created one of the Bakemono show here for free. So we'll go ahead and take him. And so as we take over these mountains and everything like that, we'll get, there's another Bakemono show there, we'll get free troops essentially. So Toddbog is going to go ahead and move back home though. And turn. Alright, we're 1 gold away. That's what I want. I want some of those Dai Bakemono archers to kind of flush out the archer line, but can't have everything you want, right? Do you need to transfer anybody? No. So I don't know how often they make the people. Starting in the snow is rough. Not a fan of it because it adds an extra movement point to your moves for every square you take, and since you only start with 3, what would normally be 1 is now going to cost us 2. And then some spaces will make it so we can't even do anything further. Alright, we definitely need to take them out because we still don't have any sacrifices. So we'll do that next round. Alright. So we got 2 Bakemono show there now. And as you can see, we're slowly building up some Bakemono here. It's kind of random what you get. And they're not great quality, but they're free. So I can't complain there. And so we've got the goal to do some recruiting, but that's what I was looking for. Sweet. So we'll get the 3 Dai Bakemono archers. Took up almost all our resources, but these guys will be able to essentially help me siege down things like this port because they hit a little harder. So that port, though, is going to be a big focal point. And I'm an idiot. I was supposed to take out this hamlet, but I forgot about that. We're going to sentry you up, and we're going to end turn. Alright, bunch of stuff I can't recruit. Oh, wait, I can recruit one thing here. Let's get the old Bakemono. So we're slowly building up. So yeah, let's see. 7 levies there. 4 levies there. Let's grab the 4 levies for now. Nope, not able to burn forest. So levies are probably the weakest humans out there. They just have a base damage of 1 to 2 with their sling, and then these guys do 1 to 4 with their spear. So still stronger than or as strong as my goblins, except they don't get the armor that I can get with them. So okay. So we now have the hamlet under our control. We're going to come down here because I want to take this. And we're finally seeing the snow line here is dissipating. So we'll be able to get out of this area. I have to worry about these guys coming in, though, to take things. So, alright. Okay, we'll end turn. And things are seasonal, so during the winter months, you'll make less money from certain things like hamlets and farms. And then you'll make more money during the summer months. So we're going to just go ahead and do a battle there. Almost get that old Bakemono. There we go. Nice and easy. Alright. Let's see. Love to get those guys, but probably not realistic at this point. Alright, we're going to just start exploring down here to see if we can find resources. We'll keep saving up just in case, because we can spend it a lot quicker than we're making it right now. But eventually I do need to build up an army and take out this iron mine, take out this coal mine, and definitely take out this port. Because those sacrifices aren't coming in oh so slowly. Alright, summer's here. And we've got 2 spearmen, so we'll use our extra action point to do a little scouting. And go into that. Beautiful. And let's see, spider's still not taking stuff, that's good. So the wandering monsters are always annoying, because they like to take your key resources or just hang around them and threaten. So the boar came back. He's like probably salivating at the mouth to take my iron mine there, but or my coal mine there. So, and they're coming from this ancient forest here. So, if I get somebody that has fire, I will burn this down because I do not like these monster generators. So, okay. Recruit-wise, I think we're still good. We still got to build up quite a force before we go and tackle some of these. All right, there we go. 3 Bakemono archers, so we'll go ahead and pick those up. Because, I mean, ultimately, these guys do 1 to 11 with 11 hit points and 2 armor. These guys do 1 to 10 with 10 hit points and 2 armor. So, given the choice between the two, I always choose archer. It's just a smart move on our part here. So, all right. So we're already at the edge of the map. Nothing but crazy animals just spawning. It's going to be fun. All right. So 1 Bakemono. So again, we can do that for that front line. Just kind of beef it up. And we're going to probably do some more gobos. Okay. Those wolves will probably end up taking my hamlet. See, spiders were looking at it and they finally took it. And then what we may do is we may return and then clear out our local area after we've done our initial scouting here and go from there. So ubas are interesting. So first, Mikado, we're just going to kill these wolves. We don't have the gold for it, but ubas are spellcasters. They cast witchery level 1. And as you can see, they have some skills in dark magic and coat their daggers in poison. So they have a poison dagger, but you definitely don't want them getting into melee range. Except they also take the form of a great black cat in combat. So they'll transform from this little lady to something meaner. For sure, but spellcaster, so very cool to have those if you can. At this point, we don't have enough to recruit anything. We did combat there. Let's see. For anybody wondering how I'm doing opening up the recruit screen, if you right-click and hold on a recruitable point, it'll open up the recruit screen for that location specifically. It's a wonderful tip I got from one of our one of the people watching, and I've loved that tip because it's made things so much easier. So, all right, we'll wait around and then so we can do a recruit. Actually, nothing's going to come up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this force, which is got some good quality troops in there, and we're going to knock out these dwarves here. So, okay, murdered those wolves. All right. So we got 8 units here we can pick up on our way back up, which is cool. At this point, there's no great way to go, so we'll just go this way. And you guys will take out those dwarves, and we'll have another point of creature generation here. Okay. Nice and easy. Winter's here. So one thing too to note is we do have walls here. Some of the starting areas do not get walls like that, so that's can be a pain. See, this is an iron bog, so we can take that for additional iron. Looks like it already created a bowman here. Okay, not bad. Mikado, we'll go ahead and grab that. And yeah, we'll go ahead and end turn. Alright, so we got more archers we can get, so we're going to go ahead and do those. Alright, we're going to bring you guys home, but we're going to do some scouting on the way, so. Alright, since this lake is perpetually frozen, I don't have to worry about it melting. If it's winter, the lakes can freeze, but if you're there when the lakes thaw out, then any units that aren't amphibious will die. So, okay. Go here. That just takes a huge chunk of stuff. Come here and let's go ahead and transfer out all our Bakemono. Okay. So we got a sizable melee line. We have a sizable archer line. So we're doing fairly well. This is not the fast start that I need, though, with the Bakemono for sure, because being trapped in the snow biome as anything other than the dwarves is a rough proposition. So, okay. So we're just moving ever so slowly. Makoto, move up here, and let's go ahead and transfer what we have here. Alright, and these guys. And we'll just have to wait a turn, and then we can take this port, which will be huge. Alright. Do I have any special recruits? Nope. So we'll save our gold for that. So the High Priestess has been eliminated by the Priest King. So, alright. Looks like the AI are on their way to doing their things. So more Bakemono archers. Good. So you guys will move there. And then what we'll do is we'll transfer everything under our king. Should be everything. Yep. Okay. And then next round we'll begin the slow march over. We have 31 sacrifices, so we're slowly getting to a point where we can do one of our summons. And once we can get the summons going, we get some really cool quality troops out of that. So 3 Bakemono archers and a general. I don't have the gold for those, so alright, March 1. Makoto, you should probably march with him. I don't think it matters. Makoto doesn't have any abilities that change things out, but if he can get to the gate, he'll do some damage to it. So, alright. Just double checking that they haven't taken my stuff yet. There's that spider. It's been threatening. But we're going to take out this port here, so let's go ahead and do that. So, you see the 15 battle rounds that start at the negative. Those represent siege rounds, so if there are siege weapons, those will fire and do their damage before the battle starts, just to represent the barrage that happens. But these are crossbows, which are powerful, so they do a lot of damage when they hit, but they only fire every other round, so that's their detriment here. So my spell casting and my bows can do their damage before we have to deal with them. So we managed to wipe them out without taking too many casualties. A wealthy merchant from the land across the sea is traveling through the country. He has most recently come ashore in the west. And then we got some special recruits, which we can do. Alright. Something's taken that already. You got to be careful with these mushrooms. They just kill everything. Killing sleep spores that cause sleep and poison. So you guys will fall asleep and die. And it has 40 hit points, so anything that gets near it is just going to be in danger. So, alright, so we got ourselves a nice sizable army. We got ourselves a good chunk of new resources. Makoto, why don't you take over everything? Yeah, that core of archers is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of that. And then Todbog will march his way back ever so slowly. Let's see. And then Makoto, we'll have to do it that way, I guess, here. We'll pick up the shows that are here for more melee troops, and then we'll crash into the coal mine. And then we're going to work our way back down here and start digging our way through the more temperate zones if possible. So, alright, meteors struck down in the mountains, leaving only a smoking crater. And we've got a few different recruits we can do. So the meteors don't do anything for us, but for factions that have what do you call it? Well, for factions that do gems, they're definitely a wealth of resources for that. So, alright, we'll move there. And we're getting closer to the summon greater beings thing here, so that'll be useful. sort of an all or nothing kind of thing at this point, unfortunately. There's a lesser version of it that takes less resources, so ideally that would be what we would use, but yeah. Okay. So that's it for Makoto. Do we have any special recruits? We did. Yeah, we'll keep those archers going. Alright, so we got more special recruits. This time I don't think we can do them, so... we could do the... Oh, Bakemono, so let's do that. Alright. So, Makoto... Might as well take that guy. And we'll go ahead and crash into that. Let's see. We'll go ahead and take everything that's here just under my control, but we're going to sentry you up for now. Go ahead and end turn. Did they kill my leader? They killed my leader. Okay. So now I do have to go out. Transfer. Guess I don't need you guys. I can take you guys with. And we gotta go pick up our troops. Because they killed my general who was on the front line with a massive swing of their club. That's rough, but it's gonna happen. Since I lead from the back here, it'll be less of a chance of that happening to me here. So, see, we're already up to 17 units here, so we'll probably want to start looking at getting some additional generals for sure. Because if I lose myself here, then the game's over as well. So, that spider is not going to attack us. So we'll go ahead and turn. So we got to wait for special recruit that allows us to do that. So, okay. At this point, we were going to march our way south. So let's just do that. Oh, did I forget those guys? I did. Alright, well, they can defend my coal mine then. Until we pick them up later. 3 Bakemono archers. We're going to hold off on those because I want a general. Or ideally, actually, a spellcaster so that they could stay in the back line instead of getting themselves killed like you saw. Okay. Finally took that back over. We're at 75, which is exactly the amount that we can do that summons. But because this is my entire army, I can't afford to not control things. So we're just going to march until we get a little bit more going here. So, okay. Still no recruit for a lord here. Archers. Avoiding the swamp because that's a 3 movement. The woods are 2s as well. And the deer took it back. Darn it. This is why you need more lords. Okay, no Bakemono. Eventually they will let me hire a new leader. That would be ideal. Might as well get the Bakemono because he's cheap and worthwhile. It's nice to have heavy hitters with a lot of hit points. That only take up 1 space. Alright, we got... Woof, okay, we're not taking this anytime soon. These are Hoburgers, so they're like the... what do you call it? They're like the goblins of the human world. They're the halflings, essentially. But they call them Hoburgers. Halflings or hobbits, however you want to call them. They have crossbows, so they fire only every other round, as you can see here. But they do 1 to 4 damage, so making up for their size a little bit with the crossbows. All of their units are slow. I have a playthrough of them. It's actually quite fun. What's cool is you hire them in groups of 15, which is fantastic. But it did lead to some problems as you get a field filled with low quality troops, the enemies just have a field day. These guys, though, are the reason why I'm not touching this. They project lightning at a range of 8, 1 to 15 damage. That's armor negating, and it stuns. So these things are amazing. They don't heal, but they have 2 armor and 25 hit points. So just higher quality than anything I got. These guys here are Emerald Clock Soldiers, so they have an armor of 4, which means it's going to be really hard to hurt them. And same with this guy. He's got an armor of 2. Let's see, both of those are emeralds. So depending on the gem you use to create these, they have different effects. So the iron flies are probably my favorite, which are diamonds, because they do they do the lightning. Whereas the emerald gives you more armor, which is good in its own right, but the lightning, especially if you get a whole line of them, just amazing. So as much as I want to take a guard tower so that I can have it as a separate recruit point, we're not going to be doing anything with that for now. So okay, so go ahead and turn. Okay, we got a general finally. So see, they keep taking my stuff. Quit taking my stuff. All right, so grab the general. General, let's transfer up what we have here so far. All melee, so at this point I would probably want to recruit archers. Yeah, we have the iron for it for sure. So we'll recruit some archers, and we'll go ahead and transfer those archers as well. Alright. So the question is, do I schlep up here? And I think the answer is yes. We're going to come up here, grab these units, and then we'll come here and grab these units. And we'll have ourselves a sizable force that we can retake our things for sure. So, alright. And I guess we'll end on the 2 Great Wars here. And we see our first enemy faction, so which is Hermod. I don't know what class he is, but we'll see. Great Boars are cool if you can get them on your side, especially on some of the races that summon natural creatures, because they just have a lot of hit points as well. And then they get enraged and become stronger. Alright, so we've got our first city here, which is a Hoburg city, which is kind of cool. But as you can see, a lot of crossbows on the wall. And crossbows and my guys are death. You got an Ironfly again, and then you've got Ruby Clockwork Soldiers here. So the Clockwork Soldiers don't change. These guys do, though, because they do project fire at a range of 4, which is burst 3, so it's a little fireballs that they shoot. So those are cool too. And this is their Hogmeister, so they're mounted. They're the only ones that don't have 2 action points, because they're on mounts as well. So they just do a lot of attacks. Nothing crazy, but does add up for sure. So, and then what do we have here? Ancient Temple. Yeah, we're not cutting this in any near future. She casts Serpent Magic, has armor 2, 115 hit points, and hits for 1 to 11 damage. And she spawns monsters, so this is just going to get worse. These swamp monsters have 49 hit points each. Amazing. That'd be cool. Marsh worms are just 23 hit points. And as you can see, they hit 1 to 6, so they're just going to obliterate my goblin armies until I get something better. So we'll go ahead and take that. Oh, good. So these are sacrifices here for our cause. And looks like we're getting close to being able to do our summons, which we may hold till next video, so because we are getting to our time now. So let's go ahead and pick up our troops here. Okay. No quality, but lots of quantity. I can live with that. Too many animals near us. We're going to have to start clearing them out. And that's what this force is going to be for. So, okay. Let's see. We should probably get... These guys will get cut down pretty quickly. So, we're just going to stick with the soldiers for now. They'll be able to deal with the snakes. So, go ahead and turn. Alright. Yep, snakes. Yeah, I figured they would try and take my stronghold, and if they did, we would have lost. Okay, so what we got here is a Troll King, it looks like. Wagiobath, the Ogre Chief. Rock Trolls are nasty. They got 2 armor and regeneration. Regeneration is a troll thing in general. So they'll heal 5% of their hit points each round. So any damage you do to them, you have to continue to do. Otherwise, they'll just out-regen it. These guys are your siege weapons, and then they have gobos, which these are just the generic gobos versus mine, which are the Bakemono. So the goblins are not a problem. It's the big guys that are. And then this guy just does 1 to 17 damage with 29 health. So these guys only have 1 armor, but 144 health, as you can see there. 114 here because of the never healing wound, which results in 20% less. So yeah, this we might be able to do only because of our fear spells, but I definitely don't want to get into a fight with them right now. And I'm guessing right now they don't want to get into a fight with me, so they're probably just going to come back on the tail end here and clean up. Man, this is a Hoburg area, huh? So emerald, ruby, as you can see by their color too. The Clockwork Soldiers, horrors are the same. They just have 2 attacks, 2 armor, low hit points. They're pretty good. They do a lot of damage, but they die pretty quickly. That is eminently doable, so I might target this because they don't have any. They just have a couple of the fire guys there, which would be rough, but again doable. So okay, we'll go ahead and turn here, and then we will go ahead and call this video, and then we'll just not good. Okay. So 22 units. Okay, nothing crazy there. But they do have the Troll Shaman here. So yeah, we got a Troll King player. It isn't the worst player to run into as your first opponent outside of this stupid start here. But we'll see where we go from here. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And as mentioned at the end of my other videos, these will all be pre-recorded. So I unfortunately won't be able to react if you guys leave any tips or anything until much later, only because I'm trying to get ahead of the schedule just to make sure I have videos during a move that I'm doing. So if you're watching this, just sit back and enjoy the ride. Please, please, please comment if you have a comment. I definitely enjoy those. And if I have to play this class again because we don't win here, those will definitely be incorporated in the next playthrough for sure. So with that, I will leave you guys, and I will bid you farewell.